Welcome to the Shaun Squad Society podcast, the podcast for all of us teeny boppers who were head over heels in love with our teen dream, Shaun Cassidy. We believe that it's time to tell our stories in our words, remembering the first time we discovered Shaun. Our podcast will feature stories of concerts, memorabilia, and everything Shaun. Today, we will be talking about how each of us discovered Shaun and the impact he made on us. So come along with us on this journey to share the stories that helped us create the Shaun Squad Society podcast with your hosts, myself, Penny,
Dame Madonna,
Cindy,
and Dorese.
We are so excited to bring today's fun to you. I'm Penny, and we are all middle-aged women who still live in our teen dream. We all love Shaun Cassidy, and we have a lot to say about Shaun, his family, his friends, and all of us as well. So our episode today is going to be all about us, who we are, and how we became the Shaun Squad Society. So we're just going to start off with Dorese, and Dorese is going to tell a little bit about her. So, Dorese.
Hey, everybody. I'm Dorese. I'm 1/4 of the Squadsters. The Squadsters are, as you now know, the Shaun Cassidy
the Shaun Squad
Society. We're going to have to get that name right, but I know who we are. I joined this group of fun-loving women about 4 years ago. I have been in love with Shaun Cassidy since I was 15 years old, when I first saw him on the Hardy Boys in January 1977. I bought every type of magazine, and here I am today to share that enthusiastic love with you.
Okay, Cindy, what do you got
All
to
right,
say?
Cindy. Hi, I'm Cindy. I'm another quarter of the Squadsters.
It'll take a lot of practice to get that out, won't
Yeah,
it?
right. And I go way back also to age 14. Saw him on American Bandstand, and I was in love.
With that scarf?
Yeah, everything.
The scarf.
And then that cute little butt in the pants.
Uh-huh. Oh, God, the pants, the butt.
I think he wore white pants and a black and red jacket, if I can remember.
I don't know.
I'm not sure.
The scarf.
Yes.
Anyway,
Scarves.
So, Dame, tell us about you.
Well, I was in third grade, and it was something about that face that I first saw, and I just never thought I would get to see him in person. So I go way back to loving Shaun and tried to buy every poster I could from the Scholastic book order. And my friends used to tease me and tell me that they liked him too, but they knew I liked him more. And they told me they were actually going to go to the concert. And I didn't think I would ever get to meet him. And so I wrote him a note, and it said, "You are very sweat." And it was supposed to say sweet. And they laughed at me. They all thought it was so funny. And I was so embarrassed. And the first time I ever saw Shaun walk out at that concert and I was there with these girls, I thought I had died and gone to heaven.
Well, we all went through that.
I really cried. I cried. And Cindy's daughter was sitting close to me, and she looked over at me and she saw my tears.
Oh, well, anyway, I'm Penny. And yes, like the rest of you, I fell in love with Shaun at a very early age. I think I was probably in 5th grade. And I'm pretty sure it may have been American Bandstand. And had all of his albums, many posters, so many stories. But we will talk about the stories in future episodes.
Concert stories.
So many stories.
Memorabilia.
Yeah.
Everything.
Everything,
Shaun.
Everything
all things
Shaun.
And some.
And our experiences on how we've got to meet him. But today we are talking about us and how we got to meet and how we came up with our name, the Shaun Squad, and how we became the Shaun Squad Society, and then now hosting a podcast. Oh my God, how cool is this?
Can you believe it was 3 years ago that we met.
It feels
all because of a Facebook group.
Yes, and it feels like we have known each other forever, like literally. Because Dorese and Cindy and I live like within a half hour from each other, and then there's Dame off in a
cowpoke town of Oklahoma.
She's an Okie. She's an Okie. Okie.
It's all right. I'm from California.
Well, that's okay. You're Okie now.
Okie is. Yes. I love the Okies too, and I'm one.
Okay, but anyway, so we actually met through a fan convention. It's actually called the Shaun Cassidy Fan Convention, and it was created by a lady named Janet. And when Shaun had posted that he was going to start doing concerts again, people were reaching out through the fan convention, you know, like
on Facebook.
Go ahead.
Yes.
Go ahead.
The Shaun Cassidy Fan Convention on Facebook.
And so people were responding like, who's going to go to Chicago? Who's going to do this and that? And then we were all at the City Winery. Well, not all of us. Cindy, Dorese, and I were at the City Winery for his first show. And we met that night.
Yep, at the Chicago show.
Yep. And then we all hung out together the next night. And then we went to Nashville together. And that's where we just kind of, I don't know.
Became Shaun sisters.
Yeah,
I was kidnapped and dragged and didn't want to do it.
Well, we actually kidnapped Dame, I think, but it was more about her husband's curly hair than
Dame.
No.
Yeah, that guy. I can't believe how handsome he is.
Yes. You know,
you
Dame,
girls are funny.
You need to take him with you everywhere you go.
Sounds like it, or maybe not.
I don't know. But anyway, there's more about us being sisters, you know, Shaun's sisters in many ways. I mean, we feel like we're blood sisters and everything, and we have so much in common. So
about 3 years ago, the first show, Cindy and I were going to go only to one show. It was funny because the Nashville show had been announced and we bought tickets, and then COVID hit. So it was kind of canceled or postponed.
Many times.
Postponed.
And then all of a sudden there was a Chicago show. And we were like, okay, we're texting because we met through the Facebook group already. And we texted, are you going to Chicago? And then all of a sudden, a second Chicago show came up.
Oh, my goodness. The stress.
And we were like, okay, we have to do both of these. And I said, stop playing around, Cindy. You know we're going. So we bought our ticket, and we got to go to the 2 Chicago shows. And then we pulled to Thelma and Louise and drove to Nashville. That's how close we had become.
We had a busy schedule.
Yes, we had a busy schedule, and all of it was so much fun. Not just meeting each other, but other, you know, Shaun lovers and, you know, ladies from the convention, the fan convention.
So many connections we made.
Yes. And
how about at that first show or the second one in Chicago, when we actually met some really fun ladies from another podcast.
Yeah, that was fun.
The Pop
And we all
Culture
started blending together.
Preservationist Society. Oh, my goodness.
oh my God, they are a hoot. And my favorite memory was getting a picture with them, but they were passing out these little like photo stickers of Shaun.
Walking on Shaun's
Sunshine.
Sunshine.
Yes. And they gave me a sticker and I stuck it on the back of my phone, and I had to get a new phone so that case doesn't fit my phone anymore. But when I had it on there, people would walk up to me either in the grocery store, at a restaurant or whatever and say, is that Shaun Cassidy on your phone? And I'd be like, heck yes. And so, you know, it was just a lot of fun. And
just meeting those ladies, that was the first time I knew I wanted to do a podcast.
Yes,
inspiration.
They were so inspirational. I said, this is something I would really love to do.
Well, so let's talk about how the podcast came about, though. So it all happened one day when Cindy, when Cindy, Dorese, and I got together at Dorese's, and I had just gotten a puppy, an Aussie from Dame, and brought my Cassidy to Dorese's house, and we were just all sitting around playing with the puppy. I honestly don't remember why we really got together, but within a half hour or so of all of us being together, like we look at each other and say, podcast. We have to do a podcast. And so the next, 3 hours, time got away from us. And like the next 3 hours, we are creating the Shaun Squad Society podcast.
And I believe it's the first podcast related to Shaun.
I think it is.
Cool.
Yes.
He's been a guest on other ones, but I have not seen
like any
another one.
Fully dedicated Shaun Cassidy podcast.
Yes.
Yeah.
We want to bring a lot more girls on here.
Well, you mean as followers and listening to us?
And followers. Yeah, awesome.
Yes, we need to bring in the followers and really get this going because we really want to hear their stories. And, we're on social media and we have an email, and everybody is more than welcome to reach out to us, before, during, or whatever, every episode. And as we're telling us their story about whatever we're discussing, and we may share your email, your comment, or anything on one of our future episodes.
Yep, that's
For
what
sure.
Society's all about.
That's what we are about. Shaun always says, tell your story.
Yes, and what a great storyteller he is, and he's taught us a lot about telling stories.
So we're going to tell stories.
So it's our turn.
It's our turn.
Yes. And, Cindy had brought in a book today, and it's called the Shaun Cassidy Scrapbook. And
hey, I got that book.
I do
Have
too.
you been in my closet, Cindy?
Well, okay.
I didn't tell.
Okay. Well, speak of closets, isn't the closet the best place to record a podcast?
I wasn't going to say it.
Yeah, we're all in the closet.
We're all in a closet. But anyway, on the back of this book, it sums it up. He's a fascinating TV recording star. Oh, let me say, he's a fascinating TV and recording star whose charm and popularity led to the sensational skyrocketing phenomenon of the TV's Hardy Boys series. I mean, who did not watch the Hardy Boys? I got to skip church every Sunday night as long as I went Sunday morning to watch the Hardy Boys. But I'm sitting here with two people who actually recorded it.
Yes, every episode.
On a cassette tape?
Yes.
Before VCR, or at least before I could afford a VCR.
I don't think. Wasn't the Hardy Boys still in black and white?
No,
but
we're not on Leave It to Beaver, Penny.
But anyway. But yeah, when they told me that they recorded every Hardy Boys episode on a cassette tape, and they still have them.
Dorese does, yeah.
I just couldn't believe it.
And let me tell you, it's very hard. If you remember how those old cassette recordings worked, you put a microphone up to the TV, and then your brother decides to scream. It was very hard to keep your brothers quiet.
I had the airport by me. The planes flew over every time. And my mom's like, what do you want me to do? Call the airport and tell them not to fly over the house anymore?
Please.
Yes, Mom. Sure.
Yes, yes, please.
Do it before next Sunday night at 7:00, Mom. Okay.
But those tapes, she said, I still have them, and I do, and they are old. If you put them in a tape player today, I don't think they'll come out.
They'll fall apart.
Something you can't let go of, though.
And in the future, we are going to talk more about the Hardy Boys and, even their books. And so, but if you want.
I have a script.
Oh, you have a.
Oh, that's right.
That's right.
I have a Hardy Boys script that I got off of Parker Stevenson.
That's right.
That is going to be an episode in itself.
That's a full episode.
Yeah.
Stay tuned.
Yeah. And you know what? When we say we're all about Shaun, We are, and that also
We
means Parker Stevenson or,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
David or, any, maybe even General Hospital when he starred in that, or,
All
it's,
things Shaun
all
Cassidy.
things,
Anything.
anything. If
That means y'all.
Yep. But if it has to do with Shaun appearing in it, the Oprah episode, we might even have to replay that.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
We were so mad we missed it, right, Dorese?
How do you live in Chicago
and not go to it.
Right.
Oh.
I was watching Oprah that day and I was like, oh my God. Like, and I was just going,
I
how?
almost fell on the floor.
Yeah. I was like, how? And I followed her and I used to know one of her producers. Okay, another episode. I was actually on Oprah. I was on a panel with my sister. So I kind of had, back then I knew the producer. And how did I miss that?
I know. We all missed it.
All missed it. And we live in Chicago.
But I don't think it was advertised. I think somebody said it just happened. And
Well, either way,
some people knew because they brought memorabilia.
Yeah.
we saw it. I recorded it, and I didn't use my cassette tape player to record it.
How did you record it, Dorese?
Oh, well, back then, I think it was VCR.
Isn't this funny that we will probably use the phrase back then quite a bit.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, here we are now.
Yep. But here we are now.
It's been, what,
Doing a
42
podcast.
years?
42 years.
42?
But we are also going to be talking a lot about the now and the
Yes.
concerts that are coming up and the concerts that we just saw. And we're up close and personal with Shaun, and we have some fabulous stories.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
I'm sure
So
all
many.
of you
Stay
do.
tuned.
Yeah, we have great, wonderful stories, and a lot of them revolve around how we actually met and went to that first concert. We will talk in depth about that very first
Remember it
concert.
forever.
Yes.
It was very nice.
Oh
Very
my God.
special.
I remember everything that day. I actually had to work. I had to work that day. And I took my clothes I wanted to wear to the concert to work. And I had told my client I was going to have to get ready at her house and leave a little early. And she was all excited and happy for me. But then every time I said his name, she would roll her eyes at me.
Enough.
Like,
Enough.
Enough.
It's
Penny,
never enough for
stop.
us.
Never enough.
Never enough.
That's
That
what my
was
boys do
not-
at me still.
Yes, but I
That
looked
was-
really good that night.
You
So
looked
did
fabulous.
all of you. We all looked really good.
It was my
Had to.
birthday weekend.
No, that was
yes,
in Nashville.
Nashville.
That was Nashville.
That was okay. The whole week. Hello.
Well, yeah, they were back to back. Oh, she always celebrates the week. I take the month.
Well, because it was the last week of August and the first week of September, so I had to kind of break it up. But I had a blast. That was a great way
birthday.
to spend the
Oh.
birthday.
God.
That was
I
a
had some of
great
your
week.
cake.
I wanted to pretend like it was my birthday, just so he would say something, but Dorese
Hey.
had captured all the attention.
I wore.
We
a
tried.
crown.
You tried to get his attention. Yeah.
I wore
She's
a
in his
crown.
video, I think.
I got a lot of people's attention. I got to meet Ryan Eghorn.
Oh, yeah, he was
I
awesome.
better get his name right.
Eggold.
Eggold, Ryan Eggold
Thank
you.
from New Amsterdam.
Oh,
What
my
was
goodness.
his doctor name? What?
Max?
Yeah, Max.
That's
Max,
Goodwin.
Max
Yeah.
Goodwin. Oh,
I got to meet
We miss you,
him.
Max.
He was
Yeah.
sweet.
Oh my God, they were all sweet. You know who I really wanted to meet, and I actually sent him a message, and he said probably or something like that, and a thumbs up. Like obviously he liked it, but Iggy,
Iggy,
I
yes.
wanted Shaun to bring Iggy to a concert so bad, and Iggy could have been there, and I just missed him.
We'll
I
have to
don't
talk about the video he sent me about Shaun's concerts.
know. Oh
Iggy
wow!
did.
Oh, did he?
He was answering
Awesome.
questions, and he answered my
Oh,
question about
my
seeing Shaun.
Oh
Goodness,
wow!
we have
That's
so
awesome.
much.
So much.
We have a lot of material.
Yes, a lot. So
Not enough time.
yes, but hey, listen, this is just not a one episode podcast. This is going to be a many episode.
No one and done for us.
To be continued.
42 years
Yeah.
and counting.
and yes, and Shaun, yes, and Shaun isn't done. He tells us all the time in his Q&As and his post and
Keeps us guessing, though.
yeah. So But how many shows does he have coming up this summer? Like
5 in New York. Was it 5 in New York and then 5 extra?
Five in New York. Isn't 2 in Ohio now, or is it still 1 in Ohio?
1.
And then isn't he going to?
I think it's 5 and 5.
Yeah. So yeah.
He has plenty of shows.
Hey guys,
He's come back to Chicago.
How about this? If you're going to one of Shaun's concerts, whether Ohio or New York or is it Philadelphia? New Jersey.
Any of those East shows.
Yes, please post your stories on the Shaun Squad Society Facebook page or Instagram and Twitter, or we have our email, which is
ShaunSquadSociety.com.
No.
There you go.
Shaun Squad Society at gmail.com.
I think we have both.
Okay, well, either one. Try it.
One or the other.
Just reach out to us somehow so that we can, post your pictures. Please share your pictures, your experiences, people you've met. Even if you have a story about kind of like ours, where you met someone at one of Shaun's concerts and you're now Shaun's sisters. Let us know.
We want to hear about that.
Yes, we want to share everybody's enthusiasm.
It's called Society for a reason, to encompass all of us as fans.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
Shaun.
And sisters.
And sisters.
Yes. We're all the Shaun Squad sisters.
Yes.
In the society.
The best society.
Yes. So anyway,
this will be fun.
This is going to be
a good ride. A lot of things to cover. Future things to cover.
Yes.
Our next podcast, we're going to really talk in depth, I think, more about the Facebook page and how we really met on the Facebook page. And we will have a special guest, so be sure to tune in. We're going to have Janet, who started the Shaun Cassidy Fan Convention Facebook group. And we're going to kind of get her story and how she thought of the idea and how it really brought together a whole lot of women and men who share the same dedication to Shaun.
So today we would like to thank each and every one of you personally for joining us and making this possible. And we're looking forward to sharing our next stories with you. And we would also like to thank the Borden Studios in Elgin, Illinois for hosting us today.
Thank you, Borden Studios.
And
Thanks.
Make sure to listen next week as we follow our path and continue our journey of Shaun Squad Society.
Yes. Okay. Well, thank you very much. And we are looking forward to chatting with you again next week. And again, post, and send us all your stories and photos.
Thank you, everybody. We're looking forward to the next episode.
Good night.
Good night.
Good
Bye-bye.
night.
You rock. Bye-bye.
The Shaun Squad Society podcast, including past, present, and future versions and its content, are owned and controlled by the Shaun Squad Society. The views and opinions are solely those of the Shaun Squad Society podcast. The Shaun Squad Society podcast is written, produced, and recorded in Chicago at the Borden Studios. We may think we are always right, but we will get something wrong from time to time. So we assume no responsibilities for errors or omissions of content.